Estes gave the bark his undivided attention, and suddenly he shouted, "Aha! It says, 'Do not open until Christmas, 1941. Say, where did you boys come upon that message?" said Mr. Kaiser. They said their goodbyes and lit out for Lick Creek in a big dirty pile of leaves, dirt, stick, and cow poop. Mid-morning was approaching already, and the sun provided warmth to the morning that started out rather chilly. The boys took turns carrying the heavy bundle of tools as they made their way back to the box. Jay took the longest shift, as the tools were his responsibility. He watched over them, though, when it was Wes's or Wayne's turn to lug the makeshift tool bag. Or was it a tool wrap? Either way, they found themselves far enough along that they were now behind the church house on the other side of the tracks. "Hey, where are you guys going?" said a voice from the church side of the railroad tracks. The pool boys screeched to a halt and turned in the direction of the voice. "That sounded like Leon," said Wes. Leon Warren was the next to youngest of three boys and two girls who lived just down the hill from our house. He was about equal to Wes in size and in age, but that is about as far as the comparison held up. "Stand up and show yourself," said Jay. Leon climbed to the rest of the way up to his side of the tracks to make himself visible. "I got scared 'cause I thought y'all was some hobos or something, carrying that bundle and all," said Leon. We've got business to attend to, said Jay. That sounded pretty important to Leon, even if he didn't understand why. The thing was his curiosity was stirred, and it required a feeding of some kind. Jay sensed Leon's dilemma and tried to toss Leon a verbal bone. "Oh, Leon, these are Daddy's tools, and he asked us to bring them up to him at the planer mill," said Jay. He was trying to throw Leon off the trail. Leon said, Well, why didn't he take him himself when he went to work this morning?" Jay pondered this for a second and said, "Because he was running late and he didn't have time to gather them up." "Oh," said Leon. His curiosity apparently was satisfied, and, "Well, can I go too?" "No, sorry," said Jay. "No kids allowed on the sawmill property, you know." "But y'all are kids," whined Leon. "Yeah, but our daddy's the boss," said Jay. Leon took this as final and started to turn and leave. He looked so pitiful that Jay said, "Wait a minute, Leon." Jay turned to Wes and Wayne and simply said, "Well, fellers, what do you think?" Wayne, being the smallest and the quickest to tire, said, "Well, hey, he might be some help with carrying these tools and opening the box." "Yeah," said Wes. "We might need him to carry what's in the box, too." "Okay, it's settled then. Leon, come on back. We want to let you in on our project." Well, Leon, of course, brightened up considerably and bounded over to join them to make it a three-pool and one Warren team. Up the right-of-way they went, with Jay explaining to Leon some of the details of their adventure up to this point. Leon was still a little confused. By the time they passed a point where they should have turned left, as if going to the sawmill, he stopped and asked, "Hey, why ain't we going that way?" He didn't realize until that moment that Jay had lied to him. Far from being angry, Leon was impressed with the smoothness of Jay's delivery. He was a pretty good liar himself, who practiced this art with regularity. Jay was feeling a little less than perfect with the recognition that he might be as good a liar as Leon. That was something he did not aspire to be. He made a mental note to do better. On they went, with Wayne leading the way. What he lacked in size, he more than made up with his irrepressible enthusiasm for what was to come. After he got a little ahead, Wayne stopped. He looked back at the others and yelled, "Hey, Leon, you know how to tell if a train's coming around the bend?" "No, how?" "Don't you just look down the tracks?" Leon answered. Wayne got down on his knees and started to put his ear to the tracks. "Wait, Wayne!" hollered Jay. Wayne rose up. "Well, what's wrong?" he asked. "I was just going to show Leon here how to do something." Jay said, I know, but you might want to try a different way." Wayne persisted. "No, this is how I do it, and I'm going to show Leon." "Okay," said Jay. "Don't say I didn't warn you." This only confused Wayne, and he was starting to doubt his older brother's wisdom. Wayne continued. "Leon, what you do is you stick your ear down on the tracks like this." It was at this precise moment that Wayne recently departed high regard for Jay's wisdom returned. It was also the exact same moment that his ear touched the tongue stuck to a flagpole like ice-cold steel railroad track. Wayne's high-pitched young voice likely woke up any late-sleeping dogs as he squeaked out a blood-curdling yow! He then began to perform the universally recognized dance of someone in great pain. This is the one where the injured party jumps around and screams while demonstrating all manner of violent body language consistent with the person apparently trying to shake it off. The others waited for the dance to finish. Leon was a little frightened by all this, and as soon as he could be heard over Wayne's oral sputtering, he asked, "So does that mean a train's coming or not?" Still not getting it. Leon gave his opinion of Wayne's method. "Looks like that'd be hard on your ear to do that many times." "That was not what he wanted to show you, Leon," said Jay. "He was going to feel for vibrations, only he forgot that the train rail would be real cold. Wayne, can I tell you the other way now?" "Yeah, I guess so," said Wayne. He cupped his hand over his ear, somehow hoping it would reduce the pain. Jay said, "Okay, if you think the rail may be too cold, or too hot for that matter, what you can do instead of sacrificing your ear is to sprinkle a few grains of sand on the rail. Then you watch these grains up close. If they start to jump around, well, there's a train a-coming." "That's good to know," said Wayne, a little bit frostily. He wished he'd listened earlier when Jay first offered to tell him. "Let me try it," said Leon. He scooped down to the lower edge of the right-of-way and used his hands like a front-end loader to scoop up a double handful of sandy dirt. Determined not to spill any of the sand, Leon sort of waddled back to the side of the right-of-way. He tried his best to keep his balance while keep both hands cupped together under his earthen load. "Here you go," said Leon. He dumped his double hand load of sandy dirt on the nearly flat top surface of the track. Jay looked at Leon's composite deposit of sand and dirt and rocks, and he said, "Leon, we only want to know if a train is coming. You don't want to stop it when it gets here. You only need a little, so you can watch if the individual grains of dirt dance on the track." "Oh, I got it," said Leon. I got it. He brushed away most of the dirt and watched intently. "It ain't doing nothing." "Good. No trains then," said Jay. "Now maybe we can get on with our destination." Town was becoming less visible behind them as they rounded the bend in the railroad tracks. Wes and Jay were walking in the graveled outer edge. Wayne and Leon took turns, with one of them stepping from one railroad tie to the next, while the other tried to best their own personal record for rail walking. When they got too far behind, Jay yelled, "Come on, you two! We're cutting over the woods here in a second and you'll get lost." Leon heard the word lost and immediately called in all his available resources and applied them toward catching up to the leaders. Wayne found his own supply of resources having momentarily been left in Leon's dust, and he caught up as well. "We're just about there, aren't we, Wes?" Asked Jay. "I think so," said Wes, "because this looks like one of those cows up there a ways that made the trail we was looking for." "Okay, guys, be watching for the trail," said Jay to the whole group. There it is, said Wayne as he recognized the spot where he had loaded his pockets with rocks the day before. Leon, you got a bean flip? Wayne asked. We might need to pick up a few rocks. Sure do. Good 'un, too, Leon said with the obvious pride as he pulled out his bean flip from somewhere deep in his overalls. Why don't you just put that in your back pocket, said Jay. Okay, but I gotta be careful I don't poke my fog with it, said Leon. Jay started to ask about the frog, then maybe decided it was best to just keep on moving. Following the smaller Wayne, who was now in the lead again, the group of four turned off the right-of-way and began the short trip once again down the cow trail to the banks of the mighty muddy waters of Lick Creek.